All right, buckle up, everyone, because today we're diving headfirst into the world of, well, let's face it, a bit of a Flamengo roller coaster.
Oh yeah, definitely a roller coaster.
We've got a stack of articles here, fresh off the press, covering everything from how they're navigating the Brasileirão to, well, some interesting happenings off the pitch as well. Should make for an exciting deep dive. Ready to go?
Absolutely, let's dissect this.
Okay, so first things first. The Brasileirão. The articles paint, like a cautiously optimistic picture, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
But they're sitting fourth in the table.
Yeah, fourth place. Which, on the surface doesn't sound terrible, but
Doesn't sound awful.
they're trailing the leader by, get this, 9 points.
9 points.
9 points.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough gap to close.
Especially this late in the season, right? Although, didn't a couple of the articles mention something about a game in hand?
True. They do have a game in hand, so there's a chance
There's a chance.
to make up some ground. And their recent form, I have to say, it offers a glimmer of hope. They've pulled off 4 wins in a row.
4 wins back-to-back.
Back-to-back, and get this, without conceding a single goal. Talk about a defensive masterclass.
4 clean sheets.
Clean sheets.
In a row. That's huge. I mean, you can't argue with results like that. And I know a couple of the articles highlighted both, let me make sure I get their names right, both Alex Sandro and Gerson.
Absolutely, spot on.
They've been instrumental in that defensive turnaround, huh?
Instrumental is an understatement. Those two have been absolutely immense, popping up with crucial goals when it mattered most. Their contributions have been absolutely crucial.
Right, because it's not just the Brasileirão. We've got to talk about the Copa do Brasil, too. They fought their way to the semifinal.
That's right, a real nail-biter against Corinthians, but they pulled through. Which, speaking of even the most hardcore Flamengo faithful, I'm talking guys like, what was his name? Mauro Cesar Pereira.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him.
He's a well-respected commentator, really knows his stuff. Even he's saying that Flamengo needs to find another gear, become more consistent, if they want to win any silverware this year.
Consistency, got it.
Consistency, especially considering, well, we should probably talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah, because those 4 wins are huge, and we'll definitely circle back to that. But you're right, we can't ignore the stuff happening off the pitch. Because, and this is where it gets interesting, for me at least, the articles mention something about elections and how they've kind of shaken things up at the club. What's the deal with that?
Well, this is where things get a bit juicy. Apparently, a few of Flamengo's top dogs, directors, bigwigs, including Marcos Breis, a name I'm sure most of our listeners will recognize.
Yeah, he's been in the news a lot lately.
Right, well, he decided to throw his hat in the ring for local office in Rio.
Wow, talk about juggling act. Football administration and local politics, that's a lot to handle. So how'd it go for him?
Not great. He lost, along with a couple of the other directors who ran for office.
Oh, so a clean sweep for the opposition then?
Pretty much. And you know how it is. These things can create ripples, uncertainty, maybe even some instability within the club's management structure.
Yeah, for sure. You'd think there'd be some fallout from that. So, I mean, and I'm just spitballing here, but you think this whole election thing, could it actually impact the players, like their performance on the pitch?
It's definitely something to consider. I mean, the pressure's already on these guys, right? The fans expect trophies, they demand success. Now you throw this curveball into the mix, and who knows how it might play out.
A curveball is a good way to put it. It'll be interesting to see how the club handles this moving forward, that's for sure. But okay, looking ahead, because we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
What can Flamengo fans realistically expect? Give it to me straight.
Honestly, the upcoming international break might be a blessing in disguise.
A blessing. How so?
It gives Filipe Luís some much-needed breathing room. Time to regroup, rethink tactics, fine-tune his approach.
Because that Fluminense clash is right around the corner.
Exactly. It doesn't get much bigger than that in Rio. Those matches are always electric, and with everything else going on, well, you can bet it'll be a tense affair.
You can say that again. That one's going to be huge.
Absolutely massive.
Well, this whole deep dive has been, honestly, a wild ride. Between those 4 clean sheets, those are huge, by the way.
Yeah, huge.
To the political drama, I'm even more invested in how this Flamengo season plays out than I was before.
It's impossible not to be, right? They keep you guessing every step of the way.
For sure. What about you, listener? What stood out to you the most in Flamengo's journey recently? The wins, the losses, those clean sheets, or maybe even the political maneuvering behind the scenes? Let us know. But until next time,
Keep your eyes on the ball.
because with Flamengo, you never know what's coming next.